Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. Now, don't forget to check out our Patreon and Discord, basically. They're on the links under the video. If you join Patreon, you get all the extra content we put on there. And on Discord, tons of chat all the time about sudoku and other matters. Very welcoming and friendly group and community over there. Do check it all out. There's the merchandise and apps as well. They're all on the links under the video. But the first link is to this rather brilliantly colourful puzzle called Rainbow Rising by Dido Dado. So definite channel debut for Dido Dado, a name I'd have remembered. And there's quite a lot of rules, but they are fairly regular rules. And what I really like about this puzzle is that it's not just got 7 coloured lines, but where possible, Dido Dado has respected the normal colours of lines that are used on the channel. So I will go through this. By the way, the link is to a tiny URL link prepared by the author, which has the solution in it, I believe, as well. So that's good. But if you can't use tiny URL, it is a bit of a problem. I might put the FPuzzles link on as well, so you could play it there. I don't want to put this in our software myself, because when I do that, I don't have the control to create 2 different, well, indigo and violet specifically. I can do red, orange, yellow, green, and blue, and then I've got a purple, then I've got grey, and I don't want to spoil the effect of the rainbow, or indeed mess with the final colour. So I'm going to go through the rules now. Normal Sudoku rules apply. So that's 1 to 9 in every row, column, and every 3 by 3 box. Digits along an arrow must sum to the digit in the arrow's circle. So those 4 digits will add up to that. The following rules apply to the coloured lines, and they are from left to right. So you don't have to worry about not identifying them colourblind or picking between indigo and purple. They are or indigo and violet rather, they are in order. So red is an entropic line, meaning that any 3 consecutive digits along the line, so it could be those 3 or those 3 or those 3, must include 1 low digit, 1, 2 or 3, 1 medium digit, 4, 5 or 6, and 1 high digit, 7, 8 or 9. On the orange line, we have Dutch whispers. So adjacent digits along the line must differ by at least 4. So you could put 1 and 5 in here, but not 1 and 4. On the yellow line, it's a palindrome. Palindromes sort of vary in colour on the channel, but this one's yellow, and that means it reads the same forwards and backwards, and for instance, those 2 cells must have the same digit in. The green line is a German whispers line, which is just like the Dutch whispers, only the difference has to be at least 5. So you could put 1 and 6 in there, but you couldn't put 2 and 6. The blue line is a region sums line. So for each box that this line passes through in the grid, the digits sum to the same total. So that will add to the same total as those 2. Now the indigo line is bounded, and that means the first and last digits on the line are the minimum and maximum. The example given is 1, I'll just write it in, 1, 1, 2, 3. And that means the digits in the middle of the line can't lie outside the range of the end digits, but they can include them. So it's a bit like a between lines, but a bit different because you can include the boundaries in the line. And finally, we have a Renban line for the violet one. This line contains a set of consecutive non-repeating digits in any order. Do give the puzzle a try. I mean, there's different rules there, but if you're familiar with the rules on the channel, you may only have to remember 1 extra one or something. I'm going to give it a try now, see if we can balance all these rules in our heads. Let's get cracking. So, well, the 5 circle, I'm going to ignore the lines to start with. The 5 circle must go with a 2-3 pair because that 1 is used up in the box already. The 1 is on a 4-cell arrow. Right, these, which can't include a 3, they're either 1, 2, 4 or 1, 2, 5, I think, to keep this circle total down to 8 or 9. So there must be a 1 and a 2 on the line. So 2 is in one of those cells, 1 is in one of those two. This circle, not so helpful at the moment. And after that then, not sure. I've got a pair of given 7s and a pair of given 3s and a pair of given 4s. Now, what line is the most helpful? That's right, this blue equal sum line. This digit here can't be a 4, so it can be anything from 1, 2, 3 or 5 to add to that 4 to make this single Sudoku digit, which can now be, is it 5, 6, 7 or 9? I think it is. This Renban line, don't blame me for jumping on the lines that I'm used to rather than the others. It can only go with numbers from 2, 3, 5 or 6. It could be 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5 or 4, 5, 6. In fact, the lines I've picked on, I now realise, thank you subconscious brain, are the ones with given digits on, which actually help a little. Oh, I don't know what else to do. The 3s are interesting. There must be a 3 here somewhere. So it's either, oh yeah, no, bingo, bingo. I was going to say it's either on the Dutch whisper line, where we'll find out something about it in a moment, or it's one of the last 2 cells of the palindrome. But it can't be, because the last 2 cells of the palindrome at the other end cannot be 3, because that's where the given 3s are looking. So there's no 3 there, so the 3 in row 4 is here. Okay, so if this was German whisper line, that would be more helpful, because the numbers on that will have to alternate between high, low, all the way. Here it's not so clear cut, but 3 can only be flanked by 7, 8 or 9 based on the difference of at least 4. Then the 8 or 9 here, on the other side of it, it's got to be a lowish number, something no more than 5, I suppose. Same is true here, yes it is. 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. But now I don't want a pencil mark anymore, because that possibility of 5 lets this be high or low, and we're sort of all over the place again. So 3 was interesting there. That was a good one to pick. Now this Entropic line, I don't... no. I don't know anything about the cells on it. Oh, this could be low. It's difficult though, isn't it? If that was low from 1, 2, 3, we'd have a 1, 2, 3 triple. That would... this is good as well. Okay, I'm on fire today. That could be a 1, 2, 3 triple if this was low, but what would happen to this arrow if that was the case? You couldn't use 1, 2 or 3 on it. Okay, you say, it could be 4 and 5, adding up to a 9 here, and that's all fine. But if you've put 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 in those cells, what are you putting here in row 4, column 2? There's nothing left to go in it. Therefore, and I mean that's a long way round to get to this conclusion, this cell is not low. Now I don't know whether it's medium, which I would colour yellow, or high. Oh look, the line splits my 2 colours of medium and high. But what I do know is that every 3 cells along this line, we get the same polarity of digit. Now that is because if you consider those 3 digits, they must include a medium, a low and a high. Now whatever those 2 are, the complement to make them up is this one. And whether that's medium or high, it's got to be the same as this one, which is the complement the other side of those 2 to make them up. So that is medium or high, and this is medium or high at the top. And must be, well, it can't be 6 or 7, so it's 4, 5, 8 or 9. This one, no, there's a lot of possibilities. It's not quite as... I thought that might be helpful. Where does the low digit go down here? If it's here... Or, well, I don't know, maybe I need to think about this. This cell can't be 1, 2 or 3. And this one can't be a 1. So the minimum here is 4 or 5. The minimum here is 2. And the minimum here is now 6. And that wasn't quite as exciting as I was hoping. Oh dear. God, the palindrome doesn't seem very hopeful at the moment of providing anything. Right, where does 4 go in this box? Because it can't go on the end of the palindrome. Again, those two cells C4s. And that looks almost deliberate. It also can't go here because that would put a 4 here in a box where there's already a 4. Now, obviously there could be a 4 here. But alternatively, that can't be a 4 by sudoku. Oh, that was a good reason why that couldn't be a 4. Now, could you put a 4 here? Only if you couldn't put a 4 here, because both the neighbours would have to be 9. You can't put 2 9s in the same box. So these are the only places left for 4. Now, if that was a 4, this would be a 9. That would be 8. This would be 7. There'd be quite a lot done. I can't rule it out, though. That's irritating. This line I just don't think is giving us anything at the moment. So I'm going to have to find out something about one of these lines. This cell, ooh, the only way that could be low is if it was a 2. That would be low and that would be low. Oh, the only way this could be low, it sees a 2-3 pair, is if it was a 1. Ah, this can't be low, of course. There's a 1 and a 2 in there somewhere and a 3 there. This can't be low. So this is also yellow or orange. Now, that in itself is not so exciting, although the top one again is 4, 5, 8 or 9, and one of those is middly and one of them is high. But it means on this line we've found the low digits. They're all here. This one sees a 1 and a 3. So that becomes a 2 that we can fill in. This one sees a 3, so it's 1 or 2. This one could be any of them. I think at the moment. Now, what else has that done, if anything? Nothing really on this line that I can see. I don't want to fill in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in each possible cell along the line. And then just take out the 1 or 2 that I could. That's too glitchy for me. Do we know more about this? Not really. Do we know anything about the orange line more than I've determined already? Ooh, if that was a 7, this would become 1 or 2 and form a pair. No, I don't know. I don't know if that's helpful. 3, 7, 1. Is it the German whispers? Oh, maybe one digit can no longer be high somewhere. Let's just have a think about that. Oh, that's interesting. If this was a 4, that would be 9, because it would have to be next to a 4. This would then be 1, because it's the only low digit available. It's possible, isn't it? Not sure what. Do we have anything on the bottom end of the green line? Well, again, it's difficult for these to be low digits. I mean, there must be 3 digits along this green line. Maybe I need to consider this. We don't know that one of these is a 4, although it seems quite likely. But they do add up to 5, 6, 7 or 9. If they added up to 5, it would be a 1-4 pair. Oh, I just don't know. Maybe this has to be a 4. So we can get a low digit on here, at least 1. No, that's... Oh, that's interesting. Right, if this was low, it would be a 1, which would make this a 2. Then 4 could only be on here with a higher digit than 1, 2, 3 or 4. That would mean this would have to be a 4-5 pair. And that, weirdly, that won't work. If you put a 1 there and a 4-5 pair here and a 2 here, you can't fill this cell. Oh, I see. It's just pressure of low digits in this row. This can't be low because it will be one of, well, it'll be one of 6 digits that have to be under 6, which cannot exist. Wow, that is complicated. So that is high, which I'm going to make orange. Digits along this green line will alternate between high and low because of the difference of 5. Now, this one is not 3 or 4, so that's 1 or 2. This is high now, so it's not 4. 4 is definitely on this line with whatever that is. So 4 goes there with either 1, 2 or 5. That can't be 3 anymore. This total can't be 7. We've got now a 1, 2, 4, 5 quadruple in these low digits that was expected. That can't be 4. This can't be 4 or 5 because of the 1, 2, 4, 5 quadruple. And now we've got 6 or 7 there. This can't be a 1, so 6 or 7 themselves are ruled out of there. This is now 2 or at a maximum 3. I'm going to mark it as a low digit, even though... Yeah, sorry, orange has a slightly different meaning on the green line from on the red line. On the green line it's 6, 7, 8, 9. Although only this one could be a 6. On the red line it's 7, 8 or 9, which are the high digits for that purpose. Oh no, this one actually could be a 6 if it had 1s on both sides. They don't see each other. Well, what have we got going on here? We need 6, 7, 8 or 9 in every cell. Oh, that's the centre of the palindrome. That doesn't reflect anywhere. This is 1, 2 or 3. This is not 6 because it can't have 1s on both sides. And this is low and not 4 or 3. That is 1 or 2, which forms a pair. If this is 1 or 2, we've got a 1, 2, 3 triple. Oh, come on. I think we're getting somewhere now. I really do. Now, the red line, nothing has really emerged onto it for definite. These 6, 7, 8, 9s, one of those is low and one is high because one of the... We've got this 8, 9 pair and 1, 2, 3 are used up there. So these digits are from 4, 5, 6, 7. Come on. 8, 9 pair. What are you doing? Where do 8 and 9 go? Down here, maybe. Only one of them can be on the red line, and only one can be on the orange, but that's already... No, that's not doing anything. Got a 2, 3 pair in this column, so that's not a 2. That is now the high digit, and these two flanking ones are the 1, 2 pair. Now, these yellow lines cannot be 1, 2 or 3. Actually, they can't be 7 either because of the other end of the palindrome. Or 4. Oh, that's what all these pairs of digits are doing. They're looking at the ends of the palindrome. Right, so these are from 5, 6, 8 and 9. Now, I've got so many digits filled in this box. Oh, look, where do 1 and 2 go in this row? What a lovely question. One of them is clearly there. But the other one can't be there because it's not low enough. So it has to be here and it has to be 1. And that makes that a 2. The 1 is on the palindrome, which is huge. We get 2, we get all sorts of digits in box 8 as a result. I will go back and think about the German Whisper in a moment when I have done sudoku on a lot of digits. Look at this, everything. No, I mean everything I've pencil marked that was low. These can't be 1 or 2. That's a 4-5 pair. This is 9 on the equal sum line. Promise I will come back to the German Whisper in a moment. That's become a 2. And the Dutch Whisper now is getting interesting too. That's not a 9. This one, now I'm coming back to the German Whisper. 3 can only be surrounded by 8 or 9. So 8 there, but this could be either. Now, 8 comes out of those possibilities. In fact, this becomes a 9. That arrow's done. This arrow is done because 8 minus 1 minus 1 minus 2 leaves 4. These are a 5-6 pair. That is from 7, 8 or 9 and is high. And that tells us about the red entropy, the red entropic line. It means that these digits are all high and these ones are all middly. So 5 or 6, 4 or 5 I mean on the end, 8 or 9 in the high cell. That's a pair, so that's not 9. I'll look at the palindrome in a second. I just want to consider that 5 or 6, it's middly. That annoyingly 4, 5 or 6. This is high and can't be 7. This can't be 8 anymore. Okay, so back to, I haven't looked at the Dutch Whispers. I was going to do palindrome next. We've got 5 or 6 in this position and 5, 6 or 9 there. Oh, that can't be 5 because there's a 5 in its box. That's in the wrong mode. 6 making that 6, making this 5. The only place for 6 in this box is now on the palindrome, which has got a lot of the same digit on, but this can't be 5 or 6, that's 9. So the palindrome's finished. The 9 there makes that 8 and that 9. This one becomes 7, that works for the Whisper. This has become 9. Now the Dutch Whisper I was planning to look at. 293 is fine, that still hasn't changed all that. Now 2, this can't be 6, 7 or 9, that must be 8. What low numbers can't this be? 2, 3 or 4, perfect, so this is a 1. Just checking my maths, and this has to be high, but it's not 5, 8, 9 or 7, so that's 6, brilliant. And we must be able to finish off now actually, 7 there, a 1, 8 there, there's no 6 on this Renban, so there must be a 3 on it now. It's either 2, 3, 4 or 3, 4, 5. And that's going to mean this has to be a 7 if it can't be 2 or 5. This is a 5 because it can't be 2 or 3. We are in business all over the place. Now this indigo line that I haven't thought about at all, I'm going to fill it in. I don't have to think about it. 6 and 7 are resolved by that. And it doesn't work. This is a disaster. Done something wrong. Or I've misunderstood the rule. The first and last digits on this line are the minimum and maximum. But how can 5 be there then? Oh man. Where did I go wrong? When did it become so that... Oh, Mark. I mean, there's no way of knowing. Oh, look, that has no value. Can't be 7, 8 or 9. Okay, it's before then that I went wrong. I've got 4 big digits in that row. So I've pencil marked things in row 5 whilst ignoring the number 4. This is it. This is when I determined that this was high. And I think it has to be 4. It sees 8, 5, 6, 3, 1, 2. Oh no, maybe I thought, I don't know what I thought, but there's nowhere else for 4 in the row. When did you see, I wrote in the possibilities there as 7, 8, 9. And that's just rubbish. Right, that's a 4. That's the only place for 4 in the row. That's what I did wrong. But that's quite important because these are all low, middly now. These are the high ones. I got them entirely the wrong way around. Okay, 4, 5, 8. So there's no pair there. Okay, this is totally different now. And my sincere apologies if you were following along going, well, it can't work now. This is now seeing 7 and 9 and is an 8. This is seeing 4 and is 5 or 6. Wow, everything has changed, and I am a numpty. That has not changed. That's not an 8. This, right, let's go back to the palindrome. These can't be 8s. That's fair enough. They also can't be 5s, because that 4-5 pair is right. So that's 6-9 on that end and that end. This is a last number in its row. That's a 6. Now those could both be 6 as far as I can see. Oh no, this is a naked single. It sees 1, 3, 2, 4, 5 in its box, 8 and 9 in its rows, 7 in its column. That's a 6, which is okay for this line. Now this has to be 1 or 2 if that's a 6. It's 1. That's what we had it as before. 9 and 6. The palindrome's been finished. That's a 7. That works for the whisper, which has been finished as well, the German whisper. Let's do the Dutch one. This is a naked 9. That's all it can be. Right, we've got a 1-8 pair. Let's see if we can do these pairs again. That's a 4. Oh, this is a 5. That's a 7. So we've got 2, 3 and 6 in these cells, but we can't have 6 on the Renban because 5 would need to be on it then. So that's 6. Right, now I can properly use the indigo. 5 and 7. Well, again, I didn't need to use the indigo because I ended up with 5 and 7 as its maximum and minimum and 6 and 7 inside. But I did use it very heavily in the solve for spotting where I'd made a mistake, which is relevant, frankly. 8, 9, that is a 4. Can I finish this line? No. That can't be 9 though. 7, 8, 5. That has to be a 7. Now I can finish the line. And now I've finished all the rainbow lines once I do this 3-2 pair. There we go. And now we're finishing off properly, correctly this time. 6, 1. So, sorry about the error. Sometimes the lesson on this channel is you just have to find out where you messed up and fix it. And frankly, that's not a bad lesson as well. Never embarrassed about that myself, not as much as I should be. Right, let's try and not make any more mistakes. I mean, partly talking to you while trying to concentrate on the numbers doesn't help, but there we go. That is the correct solution. And that's a very clever puzzle, slightly over complex on the rules side. Let's remove the colouring so we can enjoy the rainbow in all its glory. And thank you very much to Dido Dado, who has created that work of art. See you again soon on the channel. Bye for now.